This is Kenny Michael.
Time now for the Gold Show with Kenny Michaels. Now, here's your host, Kenny Michaels.
You got it. Here's your host, Kenny Michaels. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Kenny Michaels. It is fantastic to be here today. Welcome, 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 and thank you. I am grateful to you for tuning into the show. We are streaming live on YouTube as well. You can go to YouTube and type in The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels, and you can watch me do this show live. Okay? So, welcome aboard. The number to get me live here in studio, 888-350-3005. We have Helena on phones this morning. She'll take your call. She'll find out what you want to tell me, and she'll get you over to me. Wow, what a lot of information about gold. What a really bad week for the stock market. Okay, let me give you some numbers. I always start with numbers, right? In the last year, gold's up 50.49%. In the last 6 months, 25.15%. Silver, listen to this. Robert Kiyosaki, thank you for the advice. Silver is up 61.28% in the last year. And more importantly, look at this. In the last 6 months, in less time than having a baby, Think about it. It's 9 months to have a baby, right? In 6 months, silver is up 52.78%. It is silver in 6 months is outperforming gold in a year. That's why you want physical silver. The stock market, what a really bad week. And I'm going to talk about something that I pray to God is making a lot of sense to you people. By the way, if you want me to help you get your retirement account or your cash in the bank into gold, go to mygoldquiz.com. And by the way, on mygoldquiz.com now, you can follow me on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So those links are on the mygoldquiz.com page. So if you're a social media guru and you want to follow me there, feel free. Okay? I'd love to have you aboard. All right, here we go. Number one, Russia made an announcement November 19th per Reuters. Listen to this. Russia's central banks says operations with gold will be increasing. If you own gold and you hear that, you're jumping up and down. Why? Because there's more demand for gold. It's going to increase in Russia. They are increasing their gold buying. China is increasing their gold buying. What that means is if you own gold and you own the right gold and silver products, those products work by demand. The more demand there is for gold, the better you do. Notice nobody's demanding stocks. You notice that. Okay. Number two, Fortune.com had an article that says America's path out of debt will likely involve gold. That's what I want to hear. Why? I told you last week, Trump is talking, there's a lot of chit-chat about potentially repricing gold. That would be wonderful. Okay, now step three, the Jerusalem Post had a big article that now says central banks who are hoarding gold want gold repriced. How awesome is that? There's another talk of repricing gold. In the meantime, crypto is trash. See what happened to crypto this week? Absolute disaster. Crypto is the biggest joke ever put together. It is a joke. It's a joke. Okay, so you don't put your retirement account in crypto. Okay, Ed Yardeni, and some of you may know that name, some of you may not. Ed Yardeni is one of the considered, if not the top, very close to the top economic and stock market kind of an expert, they say guru, right? And I follow him a lot because he's always spot on. He says, if you're in stocks right now, you better get out. That's what he said. He said, you have a very short window. He says, January, February, expect a 30 to 45% reduction. Okay, well, that's only what? 45 days away? Not even, right? So, again, you know, if you don't want to lose, and here's something he said that is scary if you're invested with your IRA or your 401k in stocks. He says, we have the same signs today that we had in 2008, when people got absolutely destroyed in the market. A lot of you watching me today or listening to me today were affected in 2008. Some of you have still yet to recover from 2008, believe it or not. And so now they're seeing, and Ed Yardeni says they're seeing the same signs now for stocks that they did in 2008. May I remind you that in 2008, when the market crashed, physical gold and silver up 330%. Crazy. This is why you move to gold. You move your retirement account out of stocks, move to gold. Now I'm going to touch on something that's going to hit home with most of you. Okay, first of all, if you want to move your retirement account to gold, you want to move your cash out of the bank to gold, you'd be an idiot not to. Call Reagan Gold Group, 888-351-8999. That is their number now. I will give it to you again. Here it comes, 888-351-8999. They're there right now. Anybody that picks up that phone will help you. They'll get you to, you call over there, someone will answer. They will transfer you to someone that can help you, and you're good to go. Okay, you want me to help you? No problem. Okay, you can go to mygoldquiz.com, answer the 2 questions, come to my email, bam, I'll call you. If you want to call Reagan Gold Group, they'll put you on my calendar or they'll help you directly. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Just please, dear God, get your money into gold. Here we go. The older you get, the more you need gold. It's no longer an option. Think about it. It used to be that, oh, well, I'm going to move into gold, or it's just an option, it's one of my options I can invest in. The older you get, gold is becoming a necessity for you. It is no longer an option. It's a necessity. Why? Well, think about it. The older we get, the more losing hurts, right? Because our time on this planet and our time in the workforce is limited. This makes sense. God, I hope it makes sense to you. So the older we get, the more we need gold. The older we get, the less we want volatility because we can't afford it. I am too poor, ladies and gentlemen, to want volatility. That's why I'm in gold. Last week, I'm going to share this. The market tumbled every day except Friday. Now, you do know that when you're in stocks, you're riding a stationary bike. You do know that, right? You know how many people this last week have reached out to me and said, Mr. Michaels, my account is going nowhere. Either I'm losing or it's going nowhere. And while it's going nowhere, you're getting older. You can't stop the aging process. I know not all of you look like me, and not all of you get better with a fine wine like I do, right? And I'm the good-looking Kenny Michaels. I understand that. But nonetheless, your account is your retirement account is on a stationary bike. Hello, you can pedal. You're not going anywhere. You realize that, right? And while you're pedaling, you're getting older. You're aging. You might need this money, God forbid, for a medical procedure. We don't know. And it's going nowhere. So there's no growth for retirement. No growth. But every day, you get older. And the older we get, the more likely it is we're going to need our retirement account. And so now's the time to build it, not to pedal a stationary bike and go nowhere. Now's the time to build it. There's only one way you're going to build your retirement account. Get this through your skull. The only way you're going to build it is to go to gold. Think about what your options are. Your options are crypto? Oh, hell no. See what happened this last week? Hell no. Because crypto, you don't own anything. Stocks? Well, you're already on that stationary bike and you're going nowhere. Or an item that goes up 50% in a year, or an item that goes up 52% in the last 6 months and 61% in a year. Now, of those three options, oh, wait, there's a fourth. I forgot. Cash. Well, how do you make money with that? That's trash. Cash is trash. Because the dollar's worthless. So you have 4 options to invest in with your retirement account. Only 4. There's only 4. Right? You have paper stocks. And when I say stocks, I mean mutual funds, bonds, all that's lumped together. You have stocks. You have crypto. You have cash. And you have gold. And of those options, which do you think is going to give you the most growth? The gold. Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Now, I had a guy, I think he's up in Sacramento area of California, who said to me the other day that his financial guy advised him to buy gold stock or ETFs. That is the biggest bunch of trash I've ever seen in my life. And I asked this guy, I said, hey, I got a question. Would you, to protect your family, do you think having stock in Smith & Wesson is as good as owning a physical gun? And this dude said, yeah, it's the same thing. And I said, excuse me? Having stock in Smith & Wesson is the same thing as owning a physical gun? Hello, somebody help me here with this man. So when the burglar's climbing through the window, what are you going to do? Throw the stock certificate at him and he's going to get a paper cut? What are you going to do? But the physical gun will make him think twice about climbing through your window. Paper gold, I keep saying it over and over and over. Hell, I end every show with, this is Kenny Michaels reminding you there's no such thing as paper gold. Get through your skull, okay? If you own gold mining stock, you own stock. You don't own the physical metal. And if Ed Yardeni's right, and the same signs are showing today in the market that showed in 08, you're about to enter a disaster. But in 08, gold shot up 330% when the market fell apart. And the market's falling apart again, day after day after day. You're on a stationary bike. You're pedaling, and then you call me when you get off the bike, out of breath. Mr. Michaels, whew, I just pedaled 3 miles on my stationary bike. How far did you get? My bike's in the same spot it was when I started pedaling. Yeah, that's your stock account. That's your IRA. But then I have people who say, Mr. Michaels, I moved to gold. And when they call me to get the new value of their account, the stock market's dropping and their account's going up. And they're like, wow, I'm making money even in these disastrous times. Right, because you're on a real bike that's really going places. You only have 4 options to invest your money in: paper, crypto, cash, or physical gold and silver. Of those 4 options, there is nothing remotely close to physical gold and silver. And the older we get, the more we need gold. Gold is not just some, what do you want to call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Gold is not a luxury. Gold is not a luxury item. Gold, silver is a necessity today, the older we get. And if you're at the age where you're taking distributions, holy moly, you need to be in gold. So you pay less to Uncle Sam. And if you're nearing the age, 59 and a half, where you can start pulling money from these accounts, you need to be in gold. The older you get, the more you need to be in gold. You can't control the aging process. But you can't leave your retirement account in something like a stationary bike that is going nowhere. So let me make it easy on you. Okay? Contact Reagan Gold Group, 888-351-8999. They're there right now. They'll help you. Anybody over there will help you. And you can call over there and say, hey, I'm watching or listening to the good-looking Kenny Michaels. Man, that dude looks good. Tell him that. Say he is incredibly good-looking, and I need to get my retirement account into gold, okay? Or my cash in the bank into gold, into silver, ASAP, especially silver, my God. And if you want the good-looking Kenny Michaels to handle the account for you personally, I will step in personally and work directly with you. You have my word. Go to mygoldquiz.com. That's all you got to do. And while you're on mygoldquiz.com, while you answer the 2 questions, while you're there, you can follow me on X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They're all on there. You can click on it and follow me. I'd love for you to do that. Okay? All right. The fact that the Jerusalem Post, of all places, has this article about that the central banks, which is, what are the central banks? All the other countries. Those are the central banks, who are all hoarding gold, including China, our enemy. would like gold repriced. That's what they said. China and Trump, believe it or not, in this topic are on the same page. The two biggest economies in the world would love nothing more than gold to be repriced. And if you wait for that to happen, you can't afford gold. Most of you watching and listening will not be able to afford it. So before it's done, move it. The older you get, the more you need gold. Why? Because last week when the stock market tumbled, every day was a disaster for the market. Even Friday, which was its best day, everybody lost money for the week. Gold was stable. Because the older we get, the more gold becomes a necessity in our lives. The banks, with your money in the bank is paying you less money. Rates are coming down. Hello, wake up. And with the banks in financial trouble, with interest rates coming down, you're making nothing on your stupid CD. The older you get, the more money you're going to need, and you need to know it's there. So, I said you had 4 options. You have cash, you have stocks, you have crypto, and you have gold. And I already talked about growth, how gold and silver are kicking everything's butt. Now, of those 4 options, what's the safest place to put your money? Well, the stock market's volatile. Crypto's even more volatile and you own nothing. And the dollar's a loser. So by process of elimination, the safest place to put your money is gold. When you're old, you need gold. That's it. And here's the funniest part. Of the 4 options, let's talk privacy. Cash isn't private. Bitcoin, crypto certainly isn't private. It's traded on the internet with an IP address. And stocks aren't private. The government knows what you have. But out of the 4 options, process of elimination, one of them's private. That's gold. If I cash in my crypto, the government taxes the hell out of you if you cash that in. You get nailed. Same with stocks. But there is another option. That when you take money out and you take it in your physical gold and silver, you save to Uncle Sam. You pay less to them and you keep more. So what I've shown you so far is all your options to invest in. All of your options. 3 of them are pro-government. And one of them is pro-you. Whose damn account is this? Yours or the government's? That's what I want to know. Whose account is this? Is this your retirement account? Then do something. Because the older you get, the more you need gold. Because you're going to tap into this account at some point. And if you don't, your heirs will when you die. So at some point, somebody out there is tapping into this money. And at age 73, you have no choice. The law says you have to take your required minimum distribution. So why wouldn't you be in gold? That's what I'm saying. The older you get, gold is no longer a luxury, ladies and gentlemen. It is a necessity. If the bank is paying you nothing, you keep putting money in the bank and it's paying you garbage. But you're getting older. That money in the bank is going nowhere. Put it into gold. Put it into silver. Several months ago, almost a year, I want to say, I made a comment on a show that said Robert Kiyosaki. And for those of you who don't know who that is, you've heard the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The author of that book was Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki is a big silver fan. And Robert Kiyosaki said about a year ago, and I've been preaching it time and time again, said everyone should have physical, listen to my words, physical, not stupid paper, physical silver as part of their portfolio. Now, today, silver is up in the last 6 months, 52.78%. In the last year, 61.28%. I guess he was right. In my IRA, I have a lot of silver. I have a lot of gold. I have a lot of silver. I diversified into both metals. And I'm doing, beautiful. And this is not a knock on anyone, so please don't take it this way. But for those of you that are invested in paper, every time the stock market has a week like it's had, and it's very common now, the stock market, almost every week at the end of the week, you've lost money. You're on a stationary bike. I laugh when that happens. I laugh. I can't help it. It's something I find comical. How adult people who have worked their butts off for 40 years on a job have built a retirement account and just sit there as they age and their retirement account is doing nothing for them. Think about it. What would be the purpose of having a retirement account if you're not going to have it do something for you? What would be, why even set it up? What's the purpose of it, right? But when it's in gold, it's doing something. It's giving you privacy. It's giving you growth. It's giving you a safe haven. Think about it. And less to the government, more to you. Call Reagan Gold Group right now, 888-351-8999. That is their number. They're there right now. Again, 888-351-8999. Or you want me to do it? No problem. The good-looking Kenny Michaels will help you. Go to mygoldquiz.com. There's 2 questions. Answer them. It'll come to my email. And I promise you, a direct call from the good-looking guy himself. Okay? All right. I'm Kenny Michaels. This is The Gold Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Good. Welcome back to the show. This is The Gold Show. I'm your host, Kenny Michaels. Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, something has just transpired, and all I can say is wow. And, you know, most of you know, because I'm kind of personal on the show, right? I've talked about my own personal life, okay? And, you know, I have a grandson, and he's my world, for sure. He's so cute. He just rolled over on Wednesday for the first time. Let's go, baby. Anyway, so, okay, I got to put the mushy Ken Michaels aside. Okay, so while we went to break, I got an alert on my phone. And I told you, I get articles about gold alerted to my phone from every source known to mankind. And an alert just popped in, literally, on seekingalpha.com, literally from Goldman Sachs. I'm thinking God has a cell phone. That's what I'm thinking, because how would he know to send it to me right now? Think about it. But the Lord has a cell phone. I need to put the Lord in my cell phone as a contact, because he's obviously sent me this. Listen to this. Ready? Central banks have tripled their gold purchases in September alone. Here it comes. China added an estimated 15 tons of gold to its foreign exchange reserves in September alone, just in September. And worldwide central bank purchases of gold and silver have totaled 64 tons in September, more than tripling the 21 tons reached in August. As central banks accelerated their purchases of gold and silver, Goldman Sachs says. And they say it's going to continue at a massive pace. Congratulations to all of you who have tuned into my show in a year and a half. And you listened to me, you called Reagan, you bought gold, whether it's through your retirement account or your cash, because what you bought grows by demand. There is the latest demand. In 1 month, the purchase of physical gold and silver around the world has tripled since August. Tripled in 1 month. So for all of you that are in gold, congratulations. You listened to the good-looking Kenny Michaels and you made a wise choice. And when this stuff, if Trump and the central banks get together and decide to reprice gold, holy smokes, man. Holy smokes. You ain't seen nothing yet. For those of you that are still sitting on the sideline in a losing investment, because you're in a losing investment, if you're in paper, you still have time, but not much. And beginning of next year, everybody's talking about a market correction pretty large. So if that happens, you're going to be down again, but you're getting older. Call Reagan Gold Group right now, 888-351-8999. Again, 888-351-8999. Go there or go to mygoldquiz.com and you'll get me. Either one will help you get gold. Either one will help you get your retirement account in the right spot or your cash in the right spot. Listen to what happened to a buddy of mine. Thought I'd share this. He said, Kenny, you're not going to believe this. He called me the other day. He said, hey, bud, you were right. What you told me. I said, what did I tell you? I told you a lot of things. I told you I'm good looking. I told you that from the beginning. You know, I'm right there too. Anyway, he says, I went into my bank to get $12,000 out to put as a down payment for a car for my daughter. I'm like, yeah. And the bank said, they don't have it. I said, that's right. He said, but they're showing that they have my money of X. I said, that's right. They don't have it because they lack liquidity. Why do you think the Federal Reserve pumped $125 billion into the federal banking system 10 days ago? I said, I told you the banks are broke. You don't believe me. He said, they made me have to make an appointment to come back in to get my own money. I said, that's right. So essentially what you're told is this. Oh, you have to come back. Why? Well, we don't have it right now. So you're investing in a bankrupt business or a business that's not financially strong, and they need time to get the money to give it to you. Is that crazy or what? So he eventually got his money, helped his daughter, and then called me and said, okay, Kenny, I want to do $250,000 in gold and silver. He did. We shipped it to his house. That shiny little metal is sitting in a safe at his house in a year making 50.49%, and his silver is making 61.28%. And it's in his possession. Now he's invested in something that is no longer a bankrupt business. It's time to not be lazy. It's time to be smart. The older you get, the more you need gold. And I'm going to use it to like this. Remember when cell phones first came out and they had those big bricks that you put to your ear? These big old, I used to have one because I'm a gadget freak, right? So I used to have one, right? And if you had a cell phone back then, people thought you were somebody. Oh, that guy must be famous. Maybe he's a politician. Oh, that guy must be famous. He has a portable phone that he takes around with him. Back then, the cell phones weren't a necessity. Today, you can't live life without a cell phone. All of us, we need our cell phone. Think about how panicked we are when we lose our cell phone or our cell phone gets stolen. Think about how panicked we are. Our whole life is in that cell phone. So a cell phone went from a luxury to a necessity. Can't function without it. Gold has reached that point. Gold used to be a luxury, meaning, just something I'll dabble in, put a little money aside, safe haven, never know, save it for a rainy day. Boom. Not anymore. Because I'm 63. I have the right to take money out of my IRA if I want to. I don't yet, but there's going to come a time I'm going to have to. And when I do, I'm going to take it out in the physical metal and give Uncle Sam less, and I'm going to keep more. My money's safe. You guys in the market got slaughtered this week. You guys in crypto got slaughtered this week. I made money in my gold. I call customers who have reached out through this show, and I give them what's called a portfolio review. And the numbers look good, but the market's tanking. Why? Because they're smart. They move to gold. The older you get, the more of your portfolio should be in precious metals. Because your time in the workforce is limited. And for some of you that are already retired, good Lord, you need gold. This is not, if you're 30 years old and you want to dabble in stupid crypto and dabble in the stock market and go lose money, go ahead. Your time in the workforce, you got plenty of time. But a 55, 56, 58, 72, 69-year-old person, there ain't no time. Gold for older people is a necessity, but not paper gold. This Yahoo up in Sacramento who said to me that owning stock in Smith & Wesson is the same thing as owning a physical gun needs therapy. I have yet to meet any burglar who is afraid of a stock certificate from Smith & Wesson. Okay? But I know plenty of burglars who would be scared to death if I'm holding a physical gun straight at them. Don't ever tell me that owning a paper airplane that you own a jet. You're an idiot. Okay? You own a paper airplane. Okay, a little origami thing that you made because you had 5 minutes of your time while you were waiting for your wife to get ready to go eat. So you whipped up a paper airplane. What do? Tell your friends you have a jet now? Why? Because you rode on the tail of the paper airplane, Alaska Airlines on it, so you think you now have you own a jet? You need therapy. The older you get, the more you search for a place to know that the money you need is going to be safe. It just so happens it's kicking everything's rear end in growth as well. What a benefit. The The fact that on Fortune.com they talk about how America's path out of debt will likely include gold. What does that tell you? That means there's a lot of talk about including gold to pay off our national debt, which is great for us. All right, the number to get me live, 888-350-3005. If you want to call in, go ahead. Well, you have an account. You want to know if it qualifies to move to gold, call in here. Helena will take your call. She'll get your question. She'll connect you to me, okay? 888-350-3005. If you already know what I'm saying makes sense, because I know it does, if you already know that he makes sense, I got to get to gold because so my account can grow before I stop work, then just either go to mygoldquiz.com, which gets you me, or call Reagan Gold Group, 888-351-8999. Again, 888-351-8999. They're there right now. They will be more than happy to help you, okay? Just call them. Tell them you're listening to the good-looking Kenny Michaels. Last week, when this show ended, I got a call from a guy, asked that I give him a call. I called him, and he tried to convince me how great crypto is. Tried to convince me how great crypto is. And I said, all right, tell me how great it is. He says, well, it's safe because I have it in a digital wallet. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to be impressed by that? Are you holding your little stupid crypto in your hand? And when you convert this crypto nonsense into something where you can spend it, what are you converting it to? Dollars. And here's my question. When you take your money out and your profit, the government's going to nail you for owning air. Jiminy crickets. Think about what I just said. Maybe I'm the one that needs therapy. I'm going to say it again. You are going to get killed by Uncle Sam for owning air. Think about the stupidity of what I just said. Think about how dumb that sounds. I own air, and the government's going to tax the hell out of me for owning air. Does that not sound stupid to you? Somebody help me here. Help me here. Or I can own or I can own a physical asset that's outperforming everything that I can take possession of, hold it in my beautiful little hands, pass it on to my children with no government involvement. And that little physical asset is up 61% in the last year. And I pay less to the government. Does that not make more sense? Or am I missing something here? Somebody help me here. Am I missing something? I'm going to be taxed on air? That's crazy to me. It's crazy. If I take a deep breath right now, that was free. The air around me is free. Why would I buy it, and then why would I pay tax on it? I understand Trump has tariffed everything except gold. I get it. But he hasn't tariffed air yet. Right? You don't? It's so stupid. Crypto is so stupid. These guys, my ex-wife owns Ethereum. Now, her and I are friends. And my wife and her are friends. I know it sounds crazy. People, I'm a little nuts. I'm a little crazy. But nonetheless, I'm glad we're all friends, right? It makes life easier. No stress. She owns this thing called Ethereum. And I said, hey, how's it doing with it? How's your Ethereum? Well, I went to the doctor and I had it checked. And, I'm like, how's your Ethereum? She said, well, I guess it's okay. I said, so what happened? So what are you going to pay? What are you going to buy that you're going to use your Ethereum for? The last time I went to Target, Walmart, Trader Joe's, they don't take Ethereum as a payment. But there are 18 states in the country that accept gold and silver as legal tender. What is this Ethereum nonsense? I said, how's it doing? Well, this week it wasn't good for me. I said, why wasn't it good for you? I lost a lot. Yeah, of course you lost a lot. I said, you should be in a physical asset like gold. I said, while you lost, I said to my ex-wife, while you lost the good-looking Kenny Michaels, while you lost on your stupid Ethereum, my gold exploded because I'm in God's money. Well, you lost in the stock market in your IRA, people. I made money. Oh, there is another person who made money on your loss in your stocks, just so you know. The guy that's managing your account made money this week. Tell me that doesn't want to make you punch a wall. Did you hear what I said? Okay? Do you hear what I said? This was a bad week for the stock market. All of you that are invested in the market lost money, except for the guy that's managing your account. He made money. Does that not make you want to punch a wall? I would lose my mind. I'm getting older. My account's going down or not going anywhere, and this dude is making money on my money. Something doesn't seem right here. Just doesn't seem right. This is my money that I'm going to need when I get older, that the government's going to make me take at age 73. So, and then when they make me take it, if I stay in paper, I'm going to pay more tax to the government. I'm going to get less to survive on. Or I can turn this way, put my money into physical metal. When the government makes me take my money, I'll take it in the metal and I'll keep more of my money. Please tell me if I don't make sense. Please, people. I'm trying to break this down in layman's terms. Please tell me if I'm making sense or not. Please. Just call in right now, 888-350-3005, and tell Helena, you don't have to talk to me. Just tell Helena, Mr. Michaels is making a lot of sense. The older you get, the more gold and silver become a necessity now, more than ever before, because of its growth. It was always private. It was always a safe haven. It was always a physical asset. That's never changed. What has changed is the fact that it's now the biggest growing investment in America today. It's number one. Yahoo Finance said the most sensible place to put your money today and going forward is physical gold and silver. The fact that China in the month of September bought 15 tons of gold, and the central banks bought 64 tons, tripling what they bought in August in 30 days, means that gold works by demand. So that has created more demand for gold. That means if you're in gold, you're happy, happy, happy. Okay? You notice they said they didn't double down and triple down on buying stock. You notice they said they didn't triple down on buying crypto. You notice it said they didn't triple down on taking cash. They took gold because gold strengthens their money. We had this conversation in a webinar I gave. Gold strengthens China's money, okay? Gold strengthens Russia's money. If it strengthens their money, it strengthens my money, and I'm living proof that that's true because my account last week did well. How did you do last week? Go online to your Schwab account, your Edward Jones account, your Fidelity account. How'd you do last week? Probably not very well. And if you did make money, you made very little. But you could have made 61% on your money in the last year if you'd have been in silver. It's no joke, people. This is no joke. Call Reagan Gold Group, 888-351-8999, or go to mygoldquiz.com. And ladies and gentlemen, I've said it before, mygoldquiz.com. Anybody that goes there, I will handle your account personally. Yes, I have assistants who will call you, get some information, put you on my calendar. But once you're on my calendar, it's you and me. It's you and me. And the more people I put into gold, the happier I get, because then I see what your account is doing and I give you a portfolio review and you're like, wow, Mr. Michaels, I'm doing pretty well. I told you so. And I'm not one who likes to say, I told you so. But I told you so. Okay? And I've been right. Every week I come on this show and I start the show by telling you where gold and silver's at. Okay? Now, I can't take this call because we don't have enough time, but a guy named Jay in Wildemore, I think that's California, has a question. He says, is it worth trying to have crypto and converting it into gold. Well, if you have crypto, get the hell out of it. Number one, you're tracked. I don't know if you know that, Jay, but you're traced and you're tracked because you trade your crypto through an IP address on your computer. And anybody out there who tells me that the government doesn't follow IP addresses is a serious certified crazy. Because the government follows everything we do on the internet. Everything. So if you have crypto, get out. Is it worth converting it to gold? What do you think? You got slammed last week in crypto. I made money in gold. What do you think? You're invested in volatility and air. It just sounds so funny to me. I'm invested in a physical hard asset that's in the Bible 467 times. That's making me a killing right now. I'm making a killing in gold. And I'm a long way from selfish. I want everyone to have what I have. Why do you think I put so much time and energy? My veins are popping out in my neck over this show. Because I want everybody to have the same success and peace of mind that I have. When the market drops, I laugh. I don't worry. I'm in gold. Call Reagan Gold Group, 888-351-8999. Again, 888-351-8999. They are there right now. Call right now. Or just go to mygoldquiz.com and you'll get me. Also, you can follow me on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and those are all on mygoldquiz.com as well, and I hope you do follow me. Thank you. But anyway, go to mygoldquiz.com, and I'll help you personally. Let's get your retirement account. Let's get your cash into gold, into silver. Let's make real money. Remember this, the older you get, gold is a necessity. It's not a luxury. I'm Kenny Michaels, host of The Gold Show, and I am reminding you, oh, and by the way, have a wonderful holiday coming up. Don't eat too much turkey. Remember, a lot of it goes to your thighs. Keep that in mind, okay? All right, I'm Kenny Michaels, host of The Gold Show, reminding you there is no such thing as paper gold. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. God bless.
Reagan Gold Group is not a financial planner or investment advisor. They do not provide legal advice, tax advice, or retirement-specific recommendations. The Gold Show is for educational purposes only. The precious metals market can fluctuate and has risk like any other investment.